Hello and welcome, Crosstown Gamer here, and today we're going to continue our playthrough of Falling Sky, the Gallic Revolt against Caesar, Volume 6 in the Coin series. So, let's get hopping. The situation's pretty dire, if you recall from last video, where the Aedui are poised for a win, the Arverni are not far behind, and we're kind of sitting on our laurels here. Let's get going, though. So, first card up is going to be oh, and by the way, I did adjust. I know I always miss adjusting ours in particular, but I did adjust it and make sure that was accurate. So the Belgic player is up first, and let's see what they are gonna do. Ambiorix or 4+ Belgic warbands? No. This is a no. Then are they first on the upcoming card, but not on the current card? Yes to the upcoming card, but they are first on this one, so this is a no. Can they use the event? Yes. Is it ineffective? Capability in final year or no Belgae? Well, let's check to see if it's ineffective or not. Indutio Maris is the name of the card, and they want to use the shaded event text. Remove any ally or marker from, I think the marker would be like dispersed, from Treveri and Ubii regions, both, I guess. Place a Belgic ally, 2 Belgic and 1 German warband at each. So this is definitely effective. They are not going to do it from here, but they can remove the German one here and replace it with one of their own, and then start adding warbands in as well. So it looks like they are going to do that. So they plunk off this German one, add one of their own. That causes their victory points to go up to 6. They're actually making kind of a comeback. I mean, they were down at like 1 before, so for a long time. Then they get to add 2 Belgic warbands and a German warband at each location. So 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, and that's the event. Just making sure, yeah, 2 Belgic and 1 German warband at each. That was the event. We're up now. And the goal is to stop the Aedui player at all costs. If we battled down here, we can't remove their thing, because we could only remove one, inflict 1 loss, and they have a warband here to absorb. If we battled here, there's nothing that would do. We could battle up here. We would be inflicting 3 losses, but they have 3 warbands to absorb the losses. So that's not really looking like fun either. We only have 1 resource, so I think we have to seize in order to get more resources, and then just pray that the winter card is a little bit more buried than it we imagine it is. I'm not sure where it is in the deck, but it's probably coming up, and so there's only so much we can do. Let's seize. So disperse subdued tribes at Roman control is desired. They Arverni and the Belgae roll for each, and on 1 to 3 will free rally in adjacent regions, if not devastated. So we don't want to do it in the devastated location. We don't have control there anyway. We've got to do it where we have control. So we could do it here and here and here. Right? Yes. And we would get to place a marker here, which would be good. And then the resources would be +2 at Roman allies or dispersed. Roman allies are subdued. And then +6 per dispersed. I think dispersed probably counts. These are already dispersed. I mean, it's not going to count for the +6, but they are... I don't know if those count for the +2 resources per subdued tribe or Roman ally. I can double check. Let me double check. Okay, it specifically says dispersed ones that are already there get nothing. So if we do it here, the Averni might get to free rally. That's the only real issue here. But and there's no point in doing it down here because we don't have an ally. And we don't want to cause us a ruckus. So we'll do it here and here. And we get to first things first, place a dispersed tribe marker, which are located somewhere. There we go. So we get to do that. And then the Averni get to roll, and on a 1 to a 3, they get to free rally in an adjacent region. It's a 5, so no. Then, going back to the chart here, we get 2 resources per subdued tribe or Roman ally, 6 per dispersed marker place. The Gauls may cause losses, but none of those are going to be eligible for that because there's not 3 hidden warbands of any faction there. So let's see. We get 2 from this, 6 from this, so we're at 8. And then these don't count, and then another 2 from that, so that's 10 resources total that we get. So we go on up to 11. Hopefully we get another turn so that we can actually do something. And then we can add a special ability. We can scout, we can scout, or we can build. And the building is not super interesting to me anymore, just because I don't think placing a... I guess we can place or remove, let's see, at Roman ally or supply line with Romans with one Caesar. In each region, place a fort. If not selected for C's. Place 1 Roman or remove 1 non-Roman ally. Oh. Well, yeah, we want to do this, right? In each region. So we can do this. Oh no, within 1 of Caesar. And it has to be Roman control and not selected for C's. Okay. I was thinking we could remove this ally down here, but we can't. So we're boned here. This is not going to allow us to remove a non-Roman ally. It might allow us to place one. No. I guess... Nope, that's not Roman control. So, yeah, the fort isn't really that interesting to me. We can move Auxilia into adjacent regions. That might be nice to try to at least do something. And then we can flip hidden Auxilia to revealed as desired and place scouted markers. We actually don't even have... I mean, we've got one down here. I was going to say the hidden... We don't have a lot of hidden Auxilia on the map at all. But we can move them into adjacent regions. Any regions with Auxilia are eligible for this. So we can move these. Let's plonk them down. Here? No, it's got to be in adjacent regions. So, because we could move 1 down here, but that's not going to be enough to overthrow that. So I think we're going to move both of them in here. And then this as well. We are not going to move those, but we are selecting this for a scout. And we can flip this over to reveal and then put a scouted marker on that one, that particular warband. So it's better than a poke in the eye. I mean, it's not the best situation here, but we're going to make it work. So that was our command and special ability. Now let's see the next card. So I'm going to do that. Oh my gosh. I think this might be the last video of this series because I think we're going to lose. Unless the Arverni can end up taking over 2 of their allies, or like taking over 1 and putting 1 of their own. Like, this is going to be bad news. So the Edui player is up first, and we can't march. That's this is a frost because the next card is an event, or the winter event. So there's no marching. Let's see what the Arverni are going to do. Are they first on the upcoming card? No, it's a winter card. Can they use the event? Yes, but it's a no Edui event. It's got the crossed swords. Would a battle force loss of enemy leader, ally, citadel, or legion? Leader, ally, citadel, legion. No, I think the only place where it would even be close would be here. They could do 1.5 points of loss, but we have a fort there. We can absorb a loss easily with this, so they can't get rid of a legion there. Oh, I guess they could battle the Belgic player and cause the loss of an ally. Though I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I think they might actually do that. They can ambush, attack where enemy will take losses, and at least as many losses as they do after that. So 2-2 there. They'd battle there. Actually, I think they would ambush, and where the box at the right applies. Let's see. Yeah. So if they battled there and they targeted the Belgic player, I don't think that the Belgic player can use enlist when it's not their turn, so they don't get to utilize those. So I think that's what they'll do. They're going to battle to force the removal of an ally. They're first going to ambush in the first battle below where the box at the right applies. So in the first battle, for which retreat out could lessen removals and or counterattack loss to Edui as possible. So they're going to inflict losses on enemy leaders, allies, and citadels. And, okay. All right. I've got it in my head what's happening here. They're going to ambush in the first place where the box at the right condition is true, which is going to be actually over here, because they're going to battle over here regardless. This was the criteria that needed to be met. They can force the removal of an ally. They are going to do that. So they're going to flip all their stuff to revealed, because that's what happens when you battle. And they are going to eliminate this. There's no retreating because it's a structure. There's no counterattack. Nothing happens that's bad except the Belgic player loses a point. And then the other location which they could possibly inflict more damage and the counterattack would be, yeah, like none of the other locations they could actually inflict any losses. So this is the location where they could possibly inflict losses. And so the first battle for which retreat out could lessen removals and or counterattack is possible is here. So they will ambush here. And I think they need more. Let's double check. I think they actually need more hidden warbands than the opponent. Yeah, more hidden Edui warbands than hidden defenders. They have the same number, so they can't ambush there. But they still are going to battle there because the Belgic player is going to take at least as many losses as the Edui player, because they're going to battle and take 2 losses. They're not going to retreat because they're not going to like save their last piece. And yeah, like they can counterattack fully, so they're not going to retreat out. They're going to absorb these 2 losses, and then they get to counterattack, and it only takes out 1 Edui piece. And that cost them another resource. I don't remember if I paid for the first battle. I don't think so. So I'm gonna pay for that. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, so they battled, and they tried to ambush, but it was if none. So they're gonna trade after battle, but they do have 0 to 9 resources now. However, we're not going to give them the chance to agree. We're not going to agree. So then they're going to Suborn again. I mean, God, I should trade with them. It doesn't matter. They're going to win regardless. But I should be like playing the bots in a way that just feels kind of slimy to me, which is like recognize that if I don't trade with them, then they're going to Suborn. But they're going to do this, and they're only going to do it in one region because they only have the ability to place an ally or remove an ally because they only have 2 resources. So let's look at the Suborn. They need a region with a hidden warband. Like here, for example, they could place an ally right there. Here, they could also place an ally. So what are they going to do it to place an ally? So it doesn't actually matter as far as location. If they were smart, they would pick the Belgic faction area because they aren't eligible to do anything about it. But if they place here, for example, the Arverni could actually cause some havoc. But I think since there's no actual like priority, it just says to place an ally, and both of those have an eligible spot, then it's got to be random. So we'll do a 1, 2, 3 or a 4, 5, 6 for their location. 2. So we're going to be there. They're going to place their last ally. It's going to cost them 2 resources to do. And that's that. That's their Suborn. They did a command and special ability. Now the Arverni are up. And let's see what they do. They have to gain an ally and or they have to either gain 3 allies or cause a Dewey player to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 allies or any combination thereof. So big old steaming fat chance of that, but we'll see. Got to play it out to the bitter end. The Arverni. So let's look at their chart. Vercingetorix or 10 plus warbands where Romans and do it. Yes, this is finally true again. So they're going to battle where loss on Legion and or Arverni loss is less than enemies. So I think how many do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 warbands. Looks like they're going to battle there. That's the only box that makes sense for now. So they meet the condition, and they will battle there. So they're going to pay resource for all battle regions. We're gonna check. Yeah, so they're going to fight in other regions as well. They could fight here. So it looks like they have the option to fight in basically 2 regions. So they're going to pay for that now. And I think it costs 1 per. It might cost 2 per. Sorry, my little scatterbrain. It's been a long day. A long day at work, and battle is 1 resource per region, 2 if it's devastated. It is devastated here, and it's not devastated there, so it'll cost 3 total resources, and that will bring them down to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. 2 resources. Then we have to check to see if they are going to ambush, which I bet they are, because why wouldn't they? At least that's what I think. Yeah, check if they're going to ambush. In the first battle, per box at left, but only if retreat could lessen removals and or counterattack loss is possible. And it's possible... Yeah, I guess it depends on who they target. Fight enemies meeting condition. Okay, Vercingetorix versus Romans. So yeah, they're going to fight Romans first. And they're going to fight Aedui there. Frankly, in neither region is that actually going to matter, because retreat won't lessen removals because they have so many here. Let's see. We said they had 14 warbands plus Vercingetorix. Let's do this first. And Vercingetorix counts as a leader, so he counts as 1. It's not like Caesar where he's super scary. Legion and leader. Yeah. Just double checking, crossing my I's and dotting my T's. So they've got 14 warbands, which is 7 losses, plus this is an 8. Oh crap, we gotta do this stuff here. So there's 6 or more Averni warbands. Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna inflict 1 fewer defending loss before having, which is fine. And then here they get to pick 4 warbands and inflict losses as though they're legions. So they'll have 10 regular legions, and then 10 regular warbands and 4 like legion warbands. So that's 4 losses plus another 10 divided by 2 is 5 is 9 losses, plus Vercingetorix is 10 losses. And if they're going to battle the Romans, because we're here, and it'll take 1 fewer loss because of that other capability, the masked Gallic archers. So that's 9, and then it gets halved because of the fort. So then it would be 4.5, which would round down to 4. If we retreated, I don't think anyone would harbor our retreat. So I think we just got to stand and fight. And you know what? We got to make this epic. It's the last turn of the game. So let's do it. We'll fight. It'll be 4 losses. And so a counterattack is possible. So they will ambush. Yeah, they're going to ambush here. So to ambush, they, if you recall, basically make it so that just any battle that begins with more hidden Averni than hidden defenders, yeah, and whatnot. No retreat, no counterattack. So 4 losses. So we're gonna absorb 1 from here. Oh no, and they're ambushing. So yeah, 4 losses. We had to absorb the rest. The legions we have to roll for, and on a 1 through 3 we remove a legion, and on a 4 through 6 they survive. So we've got to roll this 3 times. 4 through 6, so 1 survives, 2 survives. Man, we were lucky at this. One of them got away, which is exactly what they wanted. So we put that over there. The off-map legions go up by 1. That was their 4 things. We don't get to counterattack or do anything like that, which is a real bummer, but that's okay. And then they are going to do they ambush in all other battles? If they ambush in the first one, yes. So they're going to ambush here as well. They have 3, 6, 9, and it's not with their leader, so they don't get to do the thing like that anymore. And so 9 warbands is 4 losses, and it's going to be 1 fewer. 1 fewer is 3 losses, which is enough to get rid of both those pieces. So they did something to help, but not quite enough. So that was their battle, and they ambushed, which was their special ability, which means that we can swap eligibility. It doesn't actually matter. That was impetuosity. The frost comes off. Now it is winter. And we check victory conditions first in the winter card. And as you can see here, the Adui player has more allies than all of the other factions, or any of the other factions. And if you look on their sheet, the Adui, allied tribes, and citadels exceeds each other factions. So we lost. But at least our tacit friends, our somewhat friends, won. And this has been a heck of a ride. I know I learned so much, and I hope that everyone out there watching this learned at least something, if not like something super small, then something, about the game or anything like that is going to make their playthrough even better for them or more interesting. So I might end up taking a little break before I start in on the next coin game. I have to have time to set it up, and I do want to get a little more familiar with the rules before I start to play it. I do think the next one is going to be Andean Abyss, because I think that one's going to have more of a simplified flowchart system for the bots than Falling Sky was. I was just a little confused with all the battling and the retreating and whatnot, so I want to go back to one of the games that's a little bit lower on the complexity scale of things. And then after Andean Abyss, I think I'll end up doing probably Gandhi, because the cards, they have card system instead of a flowchart for determining what the bots do. After that, maybe Colonial Twilight, because that's a 2-player game, so you only have to worry about one bot. A Distant Plane, Liberty or Death up there as well. And then All Bridges Burning. I'm just not very familiar with that one yet. And lastly, saving Fire in the Lake and Pendragon for the end. Anyway, again, it's been a heck of a fun time. I know I had a blast. I hope everyone out there found this series interesting. And we'll see you next time with the next coin game in the series.